Hello everybody, this is toysareruss, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at Pangu Toys transforming Loki figure. Now I've got to be completely honest, this is completely new to me. Apparently, well, with it being Pangu Toys, they usually do, I suppose, knockoffs of current figures made by other third-party companies, and I believe this to be, I think, an oversized or upscaled, maybe one of their cyclonus molds from either Magic Square or New Age. I'm not 100% sure. That's just what somebody told me literally before I started this video, but I suppose the only thing we can do is open it up and have a look at it. But the packaging, first and foremost, I'm sure you'll agree, looks very, very good. We are, of course, going to have a detailed look at him. It looks like he's got 3 modes, to be honest. We're going to have a decent look at him in all of his modes. We're going to bring in some other figures to give you an idea of, I suppose, how big he is. So loads of different figures from other toy companies, just to give you an idea of sense and scale. And once again, I suppose this is, again, a huge thanks to Show Z. That's where this came from. And also thanks to subscriber RJ, because he's kindly lent me this to do the review on. So this is looking really, really big. Now, my only experience at the moment of, wow, there's capes and everything there, look at that, and a collector's card, is Magic Square's take, I think they called him Space Skimming, which was their take on a cyclonus figure. I've not experienced or had in hand, what's the word after, New Age's take on a cyclonus figure, so I don't 100% know. Hopefully by the time I get anywhere near the end of this video, I'll be able to clarify that all with yourselves. But as you can see, this looks big. There's loads of accessories. That's exactly what I did not want to happen, but it's gone and happened anyway, and it looks like he is still standing. So this is a crazy idea, but you know, we've had Transformers, we've had transforming Star Wars vehicles and everything since the early 2000s, so nothing surprises me, to be honest. So we've got a Tesseract, which looks okay. We've got a sword. I'm not too sure what this is. Again, I like Marvel, but I've got to confess my Marvel knowledge isn't perhaps the greatest. That is definitely his, whatever it is, spear or trident. That looks like that pieces together like so. There's another additional bit there. I'm not sure what that's come from. There's another little dagger. There is, these must be holsters. I can't even think of the correct name for the swords. Yes, they definitely are. So there's 2 of them, and that's it for the accessories. Let's move this out of the way. What else have we got inside here? We've got, oh wow, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of hands, and I've got to confess, I don't know if they are anything, but at the moment there's a lot of hands there. Let's do some first impressions then. Let's have a look at him. Do you know what? I've got to say this, in my only experience, there we go. That's what that little spike is by the look of it. That's come off the back of there. It does look like it just tabs in. Now, my only real experience of Pangu Toys is, oh, there we go, no problem, is their take on a Legend Scale or a Mega Supreme. And to be honest, they've been good. They don't feel as good a quality as New Age. This does feel a bit light. I'd be very surprised if there's any metal in here at all. But as far as first impressions go, colour scheme looks good. The gold is very reminiscent at the moment of them Kang Toys figures that I'm doing. It looks like you can move them out. The head has got quite a bit of detail on it, to be honest. It's on a ball and socket, so it can spin and turn around. The shoulders will come up. They are hindered by the shoulder pad. It looks like, yeah, they're on massive ball and socket joints, to be fair. So we can swivel that underneath. There is bicep flexion. There's obviously no fists there yet. We'll have a look at that when we do the final part of the video or later parts. Bicep flexion, waist. Yep, it does go all the way around. You've just got to make sure that these literal skirts are out of the way. Huge ball and sockets again in the hips, kicks forward, bends at the knee, swivels at the top. Does it swivel anywhere else? No. Ankle, knee, tilt and rock. So overall, first impressions and the amount of accessories it comes with, it looks really good. So again, I've got no real idea where to take this. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to have a look at him in each individual mode first and foremost. Then we'll come back to robot mode, and we'll of course have a look with his accessories and see how he compares to the size of other figures as well. Overall though, first impressions, I'm liking the look of it. And one other very quick note, I've just found all of these as well that have just fallen out of the back. So we've got an abundance of blast effects and indeed yet even more hands but these are translucent blue plastic, so even more things with this. So there you go, looks to be great value already. Okay then, it looks like I've managed to get him into one of his modes. This is the shuttle mode, and to be honest, the transformation process, although not on this video, will be separately uploaded. It's not too difficult, it's just more finicky. And what I mean by that is, I suppose this is where you get the I suppose the realization that, you know, that this isn't, again, a sort of high quality product. I hate saying that, but it is pretty true. It's because a lot of the things, they do just keep popping off and they don't hold in place. I definitely think that this figure is made more for the robot mode, because the robot mode seems to be the thing that steals the show. I can't see anywhere on here, excuse me, where I can attach any of the accessories, to be honest. I mean, unless I put the fists in and started attaching them to the hands, it isn't going to really go. And as you can see, the things just keep popping out. Basically, the shoulder pads, which are here, these need to be tabbed into this, and it does sort of go, but then it pops out, and then this needs to be tabbed into the arm there. I mean, it's not too bad looking, and again, perhaps I'm being a little bit harsh, but again, I suppose it's reflected in the price with what you get here. It's not too bad, but it is literally just his legs folded up, his head tucked behind there, and then everything is supposed to hold in. So again, you can pretty much make it out. It's not too bad though. Again, color scheme looks good. To give you an idea, I suppose, of the size of it, I've just managed to grab a New Age Grimlock, which is quite small to be honest. Standard Hasbro Deluxe drag strip, which is a big figure. So it's quite long, you know, as I say, it is quite long. The box is quite big. It doesn't look too bad. I just really can't imagine. There's a Masterpiece Trailbreaker, so it's bigger than that. I just can't imagine, again, unless you're a huge fan of the character, anybody really displaying it in this particular mode. I'm going to actually see if I can go and transform him from here just by looking at what we've got there with the pictures into, and that's the other things that keep happening, things like that keep happening, into this Time Eagle mode. It basically looks, this was the bit that came off the back, if you remember at the very beginning. It does thankfully just slot in, and I've obviously totally gone and jinxed myself with what I said about the quality of the Pangu toys at the very beginning of the video, but it does look like the legs are just going to come down like so, and then we're going to bring this forward, because there's no instructions for Eagle mode either. The instructions aren't. It's a bit like a gerwalk, isn't it, really? It's a bit like a gerwalk for a Jetfire. If I just quickly show you the instructions, you've got, again, there is a separate video, but once you get it there into this mode, which we've just seen, there's no other transformation process. It's just the pictures, all the way you can use the accessories, and again, all robot mode. Don't get me wrong, robot mode looks great, but then the Time Eagle, it's just showing you it. And I think, again, we are supposed to just use our intuition and to work out that it is the same thing with just the legs folded down. And indeed, it looks like the beak is also opened up as well. Ow, that is sharp. That's another probably cut underneath my nail again. So let's have a look. Is that it? I think, yeah, I literally do think that that is it. Maybe you can disconnect these, because these move around quite a bit as well. But yeah, there you go. To be honest, there's not really much more. Definitely all the effort's gone into the robot mode. I suppose it's, again, a bit of fun, just a good way to adapt or incorporate, shall we say, a Marvel figure into a transforming figure. But I suppose if we might as well look at a bit of the articulation, you could count this as the wings articulating there. This definitely moves at the neck. And yeah, the beak opens up, but this is again what I was just referring to with regards to the heel pieces. Thankfully enough, they do all, you know, just click back in via the little ports, etc. But this is where you do get, you know, that impression that, all right, okay, if it was maybe another company, that they would just hold in that little bit more. And again, obviously, please, if I've got any of this wrong, feel free to pick me up in the comments with it. As I say, I've got no experience of this figure. I'm just trying to do my best, as I say, to show it you guys from where I can interpret from the instructions. But that is pretty much all I'm going to show you on these modes. We're going to come back with him in the robot mode, and I suppose let's see what he looks like with everything attached and how we can do different display ideas with it all. So here we are back in his robot mode, and let's attach some of the fists to him and see how well he's going to look with all of these accessories. So I'm going to go with the fists, which you can obviously hold the swords in. So let's see if I can set these free. Just a reminder there of how many different sets there is, and it just again completely reaffirms what I was saying in the other segment, that this is definitely geared up for mainly just robot mode, I would say. So let's pop this in. How easy is that to pop in? Oh, I didn't like the sound of that. Let's have a look again. Wow, that is ridiculously difficult. But again, I'm going to keep this in because again, you guys need to see. That's crazy. That's gone in, but I've just popped his arm off, and I'm going to keep that in as well, because if that's, I mean, that's it. It's going to pop straight back in. So that's the good thing about these figures. That's my big experience with the third-party world, that some of them, you know, are really sort of difficult. I've gone and put that on the wrong end. I'm just going to continue. I'm going to put it on the wrong end after all of that. So let's pop. That one went in much easier. But yeah, so as I say, my experience is they do tend to pop off things quite easy. Right, what's going on there? That looks terrible. Let's straighten him back out. There we go. Now we've also got the cape, which I haven't put on yet. And of course, this has got a bit of like copper wire in it around here. So you can obviously position this, I would imagine, how you want to. So is that, there we go. Let's bring this. I'm going to take it around this bit, to be honest, and then you can sort of crisscross it behind, I think, to make it look that little bit better. There we go. As I say, definitely geared for this particular mode. I think I called it robot mode, just I didn't obviously mean that. Right, fist again, please excuse, they are upside down, but I'm not going to go through the probably pain that really, and I've already got injuries from all of these figures. So let's have a look. These katana swords look amazing. And also I believe I've just gone on to Show Z and had a quick look, and it looks like it's an upscaled Iron Factory, not a Magic Square cyclonus. So there he is with the blades. We can also pop these holsters, and you can angle these as well, so that's great. So I'll be able to put these in either side. Let's just pop that there so I can slide out a sword if I wanted to. Let's see how it's going to look. These slide in and out really well. So to be honest, if I move the arm completely out of the way, oh no, it might catch the wing. I was thinking about having it just up behind there, like so. Some of the blast effects, to be honest, there's a translucent hand as well, which you can actually put this little blast effect in, and then indeed the other blast effect. So maybe I should take out one of the hands and try and attach that in, but that's just, again, just standard. It looks like it will pop in, yeah, on this. So you've got the articulation in the wrist as well. And then in fact, let's put this in. So this is obviously splits, for the reason being that you can do exactly what we can do now. So you can slide part of it through that hand, and then indeed slide that over the top. So just loads of things to do, with it. If you're into the Marvel MCU, then this has got to be sure. If you're into MCU and you like transforming figures, then I would imagine this is an absolute must have. To be honest, I'm impressed with it. I was perhaps a little harsh with the things coming off it, etc., but again, it's all reflected in the price. And again, I want to show you that it is upscaled, because if I bring out the only other Iron Factory I've got to hand at the moment, which is him. Oh no, I did have, oh, here's another one as well. I've got two Iron Factory figures there, and you can see that they really have upscaled this. So these are your standard Legend scale figures dotted around him. So you can see he is definitely not Legend scale size anymore. He is probably a little bit bigger than Chug, to be honest. So yeah, he's way bigger than, well, Chug Deluxe anyway. He's way bigger than Chug Deluxe. I don't know if he's going to be as big as Chug Voyager. That might be a little bit too far. Not too, I mean, with the wingspan and everything, definitely. With regards to some G1 figures, G1 Optimus Prime, about the same height as a G1 Optimus Prime cab. So I suppose that gives you a full idea of just how big this particular figure is. And to be honest, I don't think there's much more I can say about him. I think I've done him a bit of justice. I think in honesty, he surprised me. Especially the amount of accessories. I was not expecting all of that. And it's sometimes nice, you know, to get a figure and to not know much about it. So again, you know, I need to thank subscribers, RJ, etc., for loaning me these figures to do video reviews and things on this. And again, especially when I wasn't expecting it like that. So overall, and again, I think if you're not going to play with it too much, it'll be fine. They won't all pop out, and if they do all pop out, as you've just seen, it's just a simple case of reattaching them. But there you go, guys. That is the Pangu Toys Loki figure. Let me know what you think in the comments. Take care.